Well, hello everyone. Hope everybody can hear me because technology is definitely not my strong suit. This is my first Facebook Live video. I've been being have been being asked many times to go on, do some different posts, do some different things. I am not a social media guy whatsoever. As I said, this is my first live video I've ever done. For those of you guys that are tuning in, thanks for being here. Like I said, I don't know anything about this medium, so this is definitely my first opportunity in this. For those of you guys that don't know me or don't know much about me, I've had the opportunity to travel all over the world, talking to people, teaching people about real estate, sales, motivation, things like that. I've been able to teach in 18 different countries across the world. Had a lot of fun doing it. Just like many of you on this video right now, March happened, COVID happened, and everything that I'd ever been doing, traveling to different hotels across the world, pretty much stopped immediately. And so this is definitely a different way to reach out to people, to talk to people. There's no doubt about it. And I appreciate any comments in here. So if you're on the feed right now, if you're on this video, say hello because I am a creature of interaction. My background is in stand up comedy. So if I don't have audiences laughing, if I don't have people engaging, it is really a challenge for me. I would love to tell you that this video is going to be full of a ton of content today. It is not. This is an introduction. My goal with my Facebook Live video feeds is going to be to create content. I've been all over the world, like I said, teaching people about real estate and different things like that over the years. And what I want to be able to do now is share some of that content with people in this medium. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be sharing sales content. I'll be sharing real estate related content. Hopefully, it'd be a little bit motivating. I love motivating quotes. If you get a chance, follow me on Instagram. I'm doing a quote of the day. Zig Ziglar is probably the biggest inspiration I have for that. And so I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to be motivated. I truly want this space to be a place where we can all come together. And there'll be times when we ask questions. And I hope if you have deals or questions that you want to talk about, I'll be happy to answer those even on the Facebook Live. And that way we can get to know each other a little bit better. More importantly, get to know what you're doing in your business. Some of the people that I see on here, Ivan, I haven't seen you in probably 6, 7 years. So it's good to see different people. I know I haven't seen Lily in a number of years as well. So it's really cool to see. And I've talked to some of you guys more recently. And so that's been kind of cool for me as well. But this whole Facebook social media stuff, definitely out of my comfort zone. I feel like I'm wearing an uncomfortable pair of shoes right now. They're good looking shoes, don't get me wrong, because this is a whole new medium for all of us, but they're uncomfortable, which means I know I'm going to get some blisters, but eventually I'm going to get them worn in and this will be comfortable. My goal is to be continually doing Facebook Live videos, 3, 4, 5 of these a week, generally probably 10 to 15 minutes in length. And I'll do a lot of content stuff. You'll see that I've got an easel behind me. We're going to be doing lots of writing and stuff. I'll be going through different diagrams, things that I've taught on for the last basically 15 years all around the world. And so I'll be doing a lot of that today. I'm not going to get the flip chart out whatsoever. I just want to kind of introduce myself, kind of talk about what this space is going to be. Because what I want it to be, as I said, a place for us to come together. And more importantly, it's going to be to share stuff. If you've got great things to share, share those things. Tell people about your successes on here. Hopefully, we can reach some people that we haven't reached before. I got a message today on Instagram. I've literally been posting on Instagram for 3 or 4 days now, something like that. And I mean, some of the things that I see, and these are the types of, this is the reason I'm doing what I do. And it's really interesting for me to see this stuff because I got a post today, and my wife had to actually send it to me because I am not real good with the technology, and you're going to see my age really quickly here as I catch up with all the glasses and things like that. Got a post from a gentleman by the name of Sean Garner on my Instagram post. Here's what he said to me. He said, "Hello, sir. I met this young man, and he said 10 years ago you changed his life when he was 19 years old, and although at the time he couldn't afford the training, just like I couldn't, he is now a millionaire, and he still speaks very highly of you, just as I do. He could not remember your last name, and I told him he was very excited. I thank you, sir, and I'm still working on my first deal, but I really appreciate you for everything. And when I get rich, I will continue to speak of you highly. So I know for a fact that's why I do what I do, is because it changes people's lives. I sat in a classroom very long ago, 18 years ago, and a gentleman said some very important things to me. They stuck with me, and more importantly, I stuck with it. And so what I was doing is continually learning, continue to get educated, and it wasn't the traditional type of education. I have the master's degree, all the traditional college stuff that a lot of people strive for. But what I found out that wasn't getting me quite where I wanted to be. We had a family-owned business. There was obviously competition coming into town at some point. We weren't sure when, but it wasn't if, it was when it was going to come. So we needed to have different aspects to make money, different things that we could be doing in our lives. And that's why we got into the investing that we did. And it's taken me on a journey that I never even imagined I would be on. And so it's led me to this. I now have over 4,000 Facebook friends, and I had not even made a Facebook post until a week and a half ago when I posted my daughter's fundraiser for her volleyball team. And so I'm not a creature of this social media whatsoever. And I know some of you guys are. My wife, the only reason, I have to be honest, the only reason I got onto Facebook in the first place was to see if I could get more friends than my wife had. That was the only reason that I ever got onto Facebook. I got more friends than she did, and so then I stopped doing anything on Facebook. People would friend me, and I would friend them back, and that would be about the extent of it. I'm not a guy that sits on there and trolls people. I don't know what my wife calls it, but you're watching everything that's going on, maybe not doing a lot of commenting. I don't even do that. I don't spend any time in this medium, but I've been told so many times over and over, people like Monica, who's on this, she's telling me I need to be more seen out there in different circles. So that's why I'm doing this. I hope this Facebook Live group can literally start helping you guys, whether it's deal oriented, whether it's sales oriented, whether it's question, whether it's motivation, whether it's sharing things. The one thing that this group is not going to be is in any way, shape, or form, and this is the reason I don't get on social media, is because every time I pull up my Facebook stuff, all I see is negative stuff, and I see a lot of political stuff. This is not going to be either one of those things, because I don't have time to argue. I learned a long time ago I'd rather be happy than right. And so I'm not going to get any arguments with anybody. If you disagree with what I'm saying, please don't even watch the videos, because it's not worth it. There's way too many people in this world that want to drag us down, and my goal is to pull everybody up. And the most important way that we're going to pull each other up is not to push each other down. So we're always going to be building each other up. And that's exactly what I want to strive to have this group do. So we're going to have a lot of fun as we go through this. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot more content videos, and you're going to see there's going to be times where I'm not the most professional guy, meaning I don't do good with any of the technology stuff. I was trying to figure out this morning how to let people know that I was doing the Facebook Live video. So if you didn't get a message on that, you didn't find out about it, please do me a favor, send me a message, let me know for the next time. I will be doing another one of these tomorrow. The one thing I'm probably not going to do is set a specific time, because no matter what I do, I'm going to be on a different time zone than somebody else. And so I'm going to just try to get something done for, like I said, 3, 4, 5 days a week, something like that, so that there's material going out there. It may not be pertinent for you at that time, but just understand there's going to be videos. You'll be able to go back and watch all those, any content that you want. Anytime you want to message me, please do so. I am going to say this. If you message me on Facebook, I am not always going to be probably answering right away. And so I think it's just because I am not always going to be on the Facebook medium on a regular basis. But I will get back to you and those kinds of things. I would encourage you guys when we get into this, and I'm just now figured out how to scroll down on the left side of my screen to see who's messaging me. So I see Dan Shaker, I see Tanya, I see Teresa. How you doing? I see a lot of different people on here, people that I have. Robbie, all the way from the UK, you got to like this. And I don't know if this is Sam or Anita on there, but if it's Sam, I want to grow up and be just like you someday. I got people that I haven't seen in years. Gregory, it's great to see you guys. It's awesome. Dorothy, all the way from Florida. So this is awesome. This is making my day. Sarosh, I mentored Sarosh and her husband Mark. Man, Sarosh, what's it been? Probably 12, I'm going to say 10 years ago, 8 or 10 years ago. So it's been a long time. Kathy, I believe I met you, and tell me if I'm wrong, I met you in Kelowna. If I'm wrong, let me know. I know people ask me, how do I remember these kinds of things? Sarosh, you're closing a 30-unit deal in Ohio. Only thing I have to say about that is Ohio is not my favorite place just because that's where Dan Shaker's from. I even got a brother of mine on here. This is kind of crazy. So this is totally new for me. So Carol, you're all the way from New Zealand. You just made my whole day. And so it's really cool. I can't believe this stuff is happening. Oh my gosh, my sister just got on there. The girl that says Mitzi on there, she changed my diaper, so I want to get that out of the way before anybody else would say that. So she's probably going to laugh about that. The one thing I always have liked to do, and my brother and sister that are on here right now will definitely tell you, I-O, Dan, just for you, A-O-H-I-O. The one thing they'll like to tell you, I've always liked to perform. I've always liked to have a stage. I was the littlest in my family, the baby in the family, so I like to always be the center of attention. So Mac Garrett, all the way from Dallas, changed my... Mac, I'm going to get emotional just seeing some of these comments. This is making my day. So I guess I didn't think I was going to like this, but I'm already thinking I'm going to be addicted to being able to get on here and hopefully just getting some feedback from you guys. Dan Shaker, you can stop making comments at any point in time. And so, Angela, you did make my day. It's all good. And so people from high school that are on here, this is, yes, we do, Mike. We still have a Dairy Queen. And so, interestingly enough, it's very, very cool for me to see this. And here's my problem. If I start reading all the stuff going down on the left side here, I'm not going to be able to get through the information that Boone is on here. This is cool. And so this is definitely going to be a fun thing for me to start doing this kind of stuff. But after today, it's going to be a lot more content related. If you have questions, like I said, please do so. If you have negative comments, you want to talk politics, don't get on here because I don't want to talk to you about them. What I want to talk to you about is real estate. We'll talk a lot about sales. One of the things that I'm going to be doing is kind of shifting a little bit. Dean Starr, all the way from, I'm guessing, Birmingham in the UK. And so that's pretty cool. There's a lot of people from Canada on here, Vince. There's probably more Canadians than there is Vinces. Not two Vinces from Canada, a pair of Vinces from Canada. Patrick, are you in the Middle East? Is that where you're at, Patrick? I'm guessing you're somewhere in Lebanon, maybe somewhere in that area. And so if I don't remember where you're from, I totally apologize, but I'm trying to do this off the top of my head. My wife is probably watching as well going, he never can stay on topic. I can't say hello in less than 20 minutes. So I told you 10 to 15 minute videos. I'm already at 12 minutes and I still haven't even wanted to get out what I wanted to say. Yep, Eva Squirrel, you got it. And so this is definitely going to be a fun medium for me to be able to address things with. I do want you guys to look out for some stuff. As I said, I'm starting to do Darnell Hardy. Great to see you, my friend. What I am going to be doing, oh, you're in Canada now. I thought you were in the Middle East, Patrick. I couldn't remember. So the point I want to make is what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing some more sales type training stuff. And so they told me the best way to market yourself is to get out there on social media. You're in Beirut right now, so I did remember that. That's awesome. And so they told me the best way to market yourself is to get out there on social media and just start providing content. So that's what I'm doing. It's uncomfortable. Don't get me wrong. It's getting more comfortable by the way people are making comments on the left here. So that is definitely going to be helpful if I can get some feedback. This is awesome. And so Toronto misses you. Well, Toronto is great right now, but I don't want to come see you in January, Peter, because that's not the best time to be in Toronto. And so the point being is I'm starting to do some stuff with some sales training. I noticed that there's just millions of people out there talking about real estate. We can definitely do that. I'm going to talk a lot about that. I'm going to talk a lot about the Rich Dad philosophy. The Rich Dad philosophy, because that's literally where I learned everything. I read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It was life-changing to me. And so that is where I'm going to be spending a lot of my time with this medium, is talking a lot about the Rich Dad philosophy. I've got the cash flow quadrant behind me. I could literally talk about the cash flow quadrant for days because it's that important. It's a sales tool, it's an information tool, and it's a learning tool for every one of us. We're going to really break that down in more details as we go through the next number of videos. My goal, as I said, is to do these videos 3, 4, 5 of them a week. I'm not going to hold myself to a certain number just because I know it's tough to continue something. But the one thing I am going to challenge myself with, and this is why I know that I've got people from all over the world watching this right now, is because of one word, and it's called support. Many of you that are on here right now, I met you at a class somewhere in the world. You invested in some training and you took some classes, you did some mentorship stuff. But the thing that I remember most of you guys by is the fact that I told you as soon as you get involved in this program, you're going to get my email contact. And I'm going to answer any question that you have. And I know there are different people on here that have literally asked me thousands of questions over the years. Patrick, that I was making a comment to a minute ago, when he first got into this program, I think 2012 is when I first met him. He got in this real estate program. I think he must have asked me 100 questions within the first week. And so, and that's what it's all about, is the support. So what I want to do is to tell you guys as I move forward with this, I am going to be doing some of my own trainings down the road. That's the goal. Hasn't happened yet, won't happen yet, but I want you to be looking out for it. I'm going to be more active on Facebook, whether I want to be or not really sure I want to be, but I'm going to be. I'll be on Instagram, obviously, so if you haven't followed me on those things, please do. I would like that. You're also going to hear me mention, and I'm not sure you can even see it in the video, I'll move my screen a little bit. The company that I'm going to be working this through is one of, we tell you guys whenever you get involved in property business or any type of business, don't do things in your own name. My name will be on it. It'll say Pip Stellick, that way you know who I am. But what is going to help you guys or help me out is everything's going to be done through Burbank Company. So you're going to see that on a lot of things. If I could ask you guys to do a number of favors for me. I know you get on something like this and people start asking for favors. All I'm going to ask you to do is if I ask you to share like the Burbank website, I would be happy if you did that. Anything with Burbank, it might be Burbank Companies, Burbank Academy, different things like that. If you could share those things, I would be very grateful of that. What I'd also like to do is if I put together any more of these Facebook Live videos that I will be doing, please share those. 2012, awesome, Patrick. 2012, probably, I got my mind on something else. If I share a video, or if I say I'm going to be on Facebook Live, if you could share that with everybody, because the one thing I've noticed through all this social media is I don't know who I even sent this out to that I was going to be on this social media stuff. I sure didn't think my sister and brother were going to be on here, because I would have thought they've heard everything, every joke, everything I've ever said in my life. They didn't need to hear it again. And so I don't know who's going to be on. I don't know how this, the friends of a friend, that to me is the cool part about the social media. I mean, I can go back, and Dan will laugh about this, and Dan Shaker, you probably see him commenting on here. And Bill, who my brother that's on here, we did radio commercials when we were probably 7, 8, 9, 10 years old on KNCY radio. Angela will remember that. Most people don't even know what I'm talking about. Nebraska City, Nebraska. Dan, I had to put that out there that I'm from Nebraska City, Nebraska. And so Bill and I would do radio commercials with my dad for our parents' grocery store. KNCY radio. So when somebody says we're going to do some marketing, we're going to do some advertising, the first three things I think of, and a lot of it's based on my age, is I think newspaper, I think radio, and I think TV. And all of those things make so much sense to me. TV, radio, and newspaper. But I remember something my dad said, and if Bill and Mitzi are still on this video, they'll remember it as much as anything, that when you send any type of advertising out there, thanks, Boone, I know I have a great face for radio. Totally appreciate that. I'm surprised that you actually were the first one to say that. And so anyway, the point I want to make is that I understand old school marketing, radio, TV, newspaper. The unfortunate thing, all of those are very expensive. Most people don't even read the newspaper. I used to be a big newspaper guy. I haven't read a newspaper, I'm going to say, and probably is before I moved out of Nebraska City. I was reading all my stuff online. So I'm going to say 12, 13 years the last time I picked up an Omaha World Herald to read it. And some of you guys will remember that are on here. What's really cool is I'm seeing people that I haven't seen in a long time on here. So that's kind of cool. But the point I want to make on that is I have to, just like everybody else, learn a new marketing medium. That is what this is going to be for all of us. If you start asking me questions about this type of it took me 18 minutes to say Nebraska City. It used to take me less than 2 minutes to say Nebraska City 7 times, Dan. But what I want you guys to know is there's going to be a lot more stuff coming through this. It's all going to be content related, unlike today. A lot more teaching points from this. And so, what I really want you guys to know is I want you to be looking for some stuff because I am going to be doing some marketing. I actually invested in something called some ClickFunnels. Didn't even know what that word was 3 weeks ago. Now I've got money invested in it. I've got one of my former students that I mentored years ago, name's Mosin from Toronto, for all my Canadians on here. He's from Toronto and he's doing all the marketing side of the stuff for Burbank. So you're going to see a lot more of that stuff. I hope you, even if you don't get involved, if you just like it for me, I guess that makes a difference. If you like things rather than disliking them, I don't know how that all works, but I'm going to be navigating this crazy Facebook social media waters as much as possible. And I would be happy if anybody wants to throw into the comments anything about, things that they're doing that are working from a marketing standpoint. If you're on LinkedIn and that's working well for you, I know nothing about it. Jason, how's Grand Rapids doing? I hope everything's well in Grand Rapids. The point being is I'm learning on this marketing medium as well as everybody. I'm going to talk a lot about real estate and sales, but if you guys have any suggestions on advertising, marketing, social media stuff, things that I can do better, be better at. If my sound isn't good enough, let me know. Maybe I need to get a better microphone. I'll try to keep the lighting as dark as I possibly can because my wife says I look better in the dark. I don't think that's a compliment, but hey, I'm going to take it. It is what it is. And so I'll definitely keep the lights as low as possible because that's not the best thing for me is to show you the way I look. So what I want to do is make sure you guys just have some fun with this. I'm going to have a good time doing this, whether you do or not. So I really want to make sure you guys understand we're going to have some fun. I don't have a lot more to say today. I've already about 22 minutes is what it says. Dan, this is kind of crazy. They actually have a timer on me. It's a good thing that I didn't have timers on me. For those of you guys that don't know, I would generally do 3-day presentations, minimum of 8 to 9 hours a day. And I would talk and talk and talk for those 9 hours. And then what we'd do is we'd be done with the day and I would talk for another 2 or 3 or 4 hours. And so that's just what I do. It's a wonder I still have a voice. And so what I want to make sure, I did marry up. Thanks. That must be Anita saying that, definitely. The point I want to make is I want to make sure that there's value here. So if there's any topics that you want to talk about, if there's any things you want me to talk about on the, I have to introduce the boss. Gregory, that goes back to you like 9 or 10 years now. So you guys remember the boss. Oh my gosh, Tyler. I am really, the wife continues to shake her head. Oh, great. Jennifer's now making comments. So this is really cool. Yeah. I don't even know what to say at this point. I'm just having fun reading the feed. So I'm going to pretty much sign off for today. Tomorrow, we're going to get into some more content, some more meat. But like I said, if you guys have specific things you want to talk about, put them in the chat box there, put them on the side there, or when you go and watch the video later on, tell people that you watched the video. Share it with anybody you can. If you think it can be helpful to learn some more real estate, investment, and sales techniques, that is what's going to be on here as far as content coming up. And for me, it's going to just definitely be, and so Mike, this is awesome. That's the stuff I need, my friend. I appreciate it. And it's okay if you have misspellings and stuff. I have mistalkings and bad verbiage, and my sister will just die when she hears me talk like this. But I know I don't speak real well, but it's okay. I speak at about a 5th grade level so that people like Dan Shaker can understand exactly what I'm talking about. And so I've created a monster. He loves to talk. Thanks, sister. I appreciate that. So we're going to have some fun with this. I'm 24 minutes into this. I didn't plan on going this long. So I look forward to, I'm going to say this right now. Tomorrow I'm going to do, it will not be a 1 o'clock because I have a thing that I have to do before that, or all day tomorrow. So tomorrow morning I'm going to be on another Facebook Live. I'll put it in the chat box. I'm going to shoot for maybe about a 10 o'clock in the morning start. Now let's make that, yeah, we should do about 10 o'clock in the morning. That should work. Somewhere in that area. So look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of fun. And oh my gosh, just people making fun of me all throughout the chat. This is beautiful. So great to see y'all. And look forward to talking to you more on more Facebook Live. I'm going to try to make sure I save this In fact, what I'm going to do before I even get off the call or get off the video, if I could have my wife come downstairs into Pip's basement here, because that's where they've relegated me to the basement of the house. If you could come down here, Jen, and make sure that I know how to save this, because I don't want to lose this video. So I'm going to keep talking until she walks downstairs. Hopefully she's listening. And so I can just yell at her. That would be good. And so I'm going to do everything that I'm going to do. Ivan's going to be based on Central Time, because that's where I'm at. I'm in Kansas City area. So I'll always say Central Time, and then you guys will have to adjust according, whether you're Eastern or in New Zealand. I don't even know what time it is in New Zealand right now. And so how much coffee? I do not have any coffee. I don't drink coffee. So this is me without coffee. I don't even want to know me with coffee. So that's all good. And so, man, a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time. This is Stuart all the way from, I thought Stuart was going to have to get me out of Canadian jail one time because I almost got arrested in Canada. So the boss is just coming in. She won't want to be on video. So I'm going to sign off for this. Aldo, great to see you all the way from Atlanta. Good stuff. So tomorrow we'll plan on 9 o'clock, probably 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern time, or whatever time zone you're on. Have a great day, guys. It was great seeing you. We're going to start learning a lot of stuff about sales, real estate, and investing. Have a great day, guys. You're all going to be all right.